What's going on, everyone? It's Taji2Angel, your host, here with Lady Joe. And, sorry, I'm a little winded on this episode of, okay. I'm a little winded. I was running from outside. I had to get something real quick. But, is there a way to get rid of this? Anyways, in this video, welcome to Shuriken Play. First off, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If not, leave comments. Live right now, but I'm going to be sharing this later on. I just want to tell you about my weekend. It was very special to me. My birthday was this past Friday the 7th, which is also the same date for the release of Spiderman Homecoming. Went to see that. That was like, you know, the finisher of an epic, awesome birthday. Thanks to this lady, this woman over there. You really want to make that face online?
Why not?
Man, where should I go from there? So, yeah, so, you know, I bought some swag. I bought, you know, Spider-Man. She got me one Spider-Man shirt. I got another, so we can both go to, you know, the premiere, spidered out, you know, in Spider-Man swag. Things I got for my birthday, yeah. Let me run through it. I'm like so excited. If you follow my channel, you would know I love comic books. I've got tons of them in the back.
You don't want to show them the DC ones.
Yeah. Yeah, she used some DC comics as canon fodder. Yeah, so I just picked up. Well, that was later on in the day. Let me see what we started off with.
Wait, this one was yours.
I think we got like I don't know, close to $100 in comics.
Yep. Which one you want to show first?
The ones you got me first. So I think that was it. Probably these.
Yeah.
All those.
Wait, does this one have the case? No. So let me get one of those cardbooks.
Nice. Yeah, my girl, you know, she loved me so much. She gives me comic books. She don't really know who they are or what they are, but she knows to get, you know, sleeves and the board. So yeah, she's a keeper. I got her. Welcome to the channel. This is Taji2Angel, Lady Joe, and this is Shuriken Play. Leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know who you are, where you're from, if you're a new person, and thank you for leaving back to zero. I hate that. That's the people that come into the room. Those are the messages. So right now we're back at zero.
That's okay.
But you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep on talking because someone's bound to see this even if it's not live. So what I got for my special lady,
Do you
she
want
got
me to
me,
talk in it at all? Or
you want to take the reins? Sure. I'll let you take the reins. You know?
Well, I was just going to say, like, try to tell them what I got for you and how I set things up.
Yes, I think you can do a better job with me.
Okay.
Since you know the motivation behind it.
Alright, so Taj is a huge comic book fan. He has comic books like everywhere. And he has like the majority in this like Poland Spring box. And they're not properly placed. Usually when comic books are, you know, stacked up, they're all behind one another. You see the cover. And see, that's very sloppy. They slide everywhere. So my mom's really into crafts, so we made a bookshelf for him. And I made it Marvel themed. We plan on watching the Spider-Man movie. So I gave him these 3 comic books up front. I gave him the Spider-Man #1, just, you know, we're gonna watch it later on tonight. So, Spider-Man, I got him Black Panther, Man Without Fear. On the cover, it's Spider-Man fighting Black Panther. And Black Panther is another movie that we're gonna see, and I think it's coming out next year, right, Ben?
Black History Month, by the way.
And then I got him a Black Panther comic book, and that has like Storm on the cover. And I told him that's like the Marvel version of us. So.
Yeah, she likes to drive during the storm and, ride places.
Yes. So when I picked him up from the train station, I gave him these 3 comic books. So that's it. So then afterwards,
off the jet.
Yeah, whatever. So then afterwards, when he got to my house, nieces and nephews are there. Got really dressed up for him, everything to the nines, surprised them, and I said, "You want to go check this out?" And it was to the bookshelf. So I said, "Hey, you have a place to put your comic books in." And then there were a few other comic books I picked up. I picked up the Spider-Man one. It's new this week. I like the cover. His favorite colors are black and red, so I figured it's fitting. I also got the Defenders, number 1 and number 2. These are all shows he watches on Netflix, and now they have their own, I guess.
Defenders didn't come out yet, but.
Well, each individual character, I should say, have shows on Netflix that you watch. So, like, Daredevil, we watched together. Jessica Jones, I'm not into.
I thought you like Jessica Jones.
Oh, fuck that bitch. Iron Fist.
No one can defeat me.
So I got him the Defenders 1 and 2.
Thank you, bro.
All new, all different Avengers. This is the hip hop cover. I'm into the hip hop variants. They're pretty cool. I like guessing which hip hop album it is to. This one I don't know, but they look pretty squatted up. Squad goals.
Could be Wu-Tang,
So
Tribe Called Quest, or I don't know.
I don't know. But I picked it up. Looked cool. So that's that. Then this one I couldn't get the price off the plastic without ruining it, but I left it on there. I got Power Man and Iron Fist. I think this one's the Prodigy.
Yeah, that's it's the hip hop variant, and this was copied from the Mobb Deep cover. So this would be that would be Havoc. And this one would be Prodigy.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Prodigy. I like this because there's 2 characters in the Marvel Universe with those names. Havoc, being Havoc, Cyclops' brother, and then Prodigy. I think there's 2 people that took the name Prodigy: David Allen and the guy from Slingers. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Once again, rest in peace to Prodigy, the rapper.
And then I looked up this series online. It's the Black Panther, and it's the countdown to the wedding of the century. So I got comic books 14 to 18. Again, I like to think that Black Panther and Storm is like us. So that's why I kind of did it, and we're gonna get married, so
yes,
it's fitting.
But I'm not sure if they divorced officially yet. But
what the hell?
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so we're
this was supposed to be goals.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I think they're officially divorced.
Maybe I should have researched some more.
Ever since Avengers vs. X-Men. But what's up to the person that just joined? Let me know who you are with the comment. I'm Tajitsa Wanjo. This is Lady Joe. And we're talking about, right now we're talking about some comics that I got for my birthday. Then we're going to hop into Spiderman Homecoming. We'll try not to give any spoilers for it. But welcome, by the way. We were just talking to ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
We was talking about, some Black Panther comic books that we got. She got me, within one of the Black Panther's run, Let me see this real quick.
The wedding.
What was it?
Countdown.
Hoagland, Eaton, Jason, and White. So it's 14 to 18.
The countdown to the wedding of the century.
Wow, was this like 11 years ago? Pretty good. But yeah, it was a countdown for the wedding between Storm and Black Panther. So this was like right when Civil War was happening. Obviously, way before Avengers vs. X-Men, which came like 3 or 4 years later. So yeah, these are the covers. 14. Sorry if you can't see with the plastic. Oh man. Yeah, but definitely some good artwork. I really like this this runway, you know, actually showing a little more about, you know, the life of Black Panther and Storm. Like we just knew that they were together, but you know, it wasn't like much background or much, you know, much going on with them. So okay, that's one wedding. That's one wedding, right? And then we stopped by, you know, a cool place my girlfriend introduced me to. It's like in the New Hampshire area. We're from Massachusetts, but New Hampshire's like, you know, a state up or to the left. Yeah, a state up.
Yeah.
And we picked up some new comics. I was just gonna pick up like 1 or 2, but I ended up getting, you know, a few.
Yeah, you got a few.
So I got previews for the Venomverse.
Do you want this in plastic?
No, it's too thick to put in plastic. Picked up the Prowler 1. This is actually from Newberry Comics. Heard about it, and then I just saw it, and I was like, it was $5. They marked it down to 1. I'm like, let me go get it. But for strictly, what was it, Chris's Comics, he threw in a free Star Wars adventure. I haven't really been to Star Wars in a while. The last Star Wars comic book that I collected was probably Lando 1, Darth Vader 1. Probably that's all. So put that over there. And no, this is from. I'm not sure. Was this Newberry Comics? Okay, so yeah, let's do the Newberry Comics run first. So picked up Deadpool vs. Punisher. It's a pretty good cover album. I thought it was cool. Haven't read it yet. I think this is number 5. It says parental advisory, not for kids, so you know it's going to be violent. Also picked up Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. I read the first one online, so I was like, you know, let me pick this one up. Probably goes to another world and just, you know, kills everyone there. I decided to pick up Ultimate X-Men number 1. I've had, you know, one since 2004, but, you know, it kind of ripped a little, so I was like, I got this for cheap, let me get it again. But it was like the same one from before, the free comic book day. True Believers, number 1, brand new Spider-Man, or Amazing Spider-Man. Felt like I just had to pick up another Spider-Man comic book. I have this already, read it. It was just fitting to get another one.
And then this is what you got from Chris's.
So from Chris's comic books, big X-Men fan, decided to get Uncanny X-Men 211. I was looking for this in one place, and then, you know, I didn't pick it up. The next day it was gone. And then also 213. I was mainly chasing 212 because I think that was like the first fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. The first one or the second one. So I was like, you know what, I gotta get the one before and I gotta get the one after. And, you know, these are, you know, pretty penny. So I was like, yeah, let me get the collection. So this I don't have all of Uncanny, obviously. That's like 600 comic books, but I made sure I got 211 and 213, and then I'm gonna match this up with my 212. So I have 211 through 213. Pretty stoked about these. These were in really good condition. Yeah, I'm not gonna open it and read it just for the price that I paid and the price that I seen online. So If anything, I'm just gonna keep it in the plastic here, and then just read it online. Two other comic books that I already have, but I decided to get another copy is Nyx 1 and 2. Found it for like an amazing price. Pretty much around the same price that I bought this for originally. So I decided to get it again. Just because online I've seen a price increase for all the Nyx comic books. Especially Nyx number, I think, 3 and 4, which is the first appearance of X-23. I have some X-23 comic books, and then those are like a few dollars. But then, I went back to look at them online, and like they're raised to like $20 at least. So I was like, you know what, let me stock up on these, let me get an extra copy. I haven't read these yet, so since I have, a double copy of them, now I can go read them. Even though I also have a graphic novel of Nyx, but I haven't opened that up as well. So since we were talking about weddings, one comic book that I was like in the process of ordering, and then I just saw it at the store, Chris's Comic Books, was Astonishing X-Men number 51. This is the first, I guess like the first same-sex marriage in Marvel history.
Oh, wow.
Or just in comic book history.
Wow.
So a few months ago, yeah, or like last month or the month before was Pride, so this was popping up a lot, and I was like, you know what? Let me just get it. I'm a big X-Men fan. I'm a big, North Star fan. Just show my support for everyone in like the slightest of ways, and that would be, to pick up this comic book. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna read this one as well. Not until I, get another copy. Like, one thing I try to do is I try to keep it like in packaging if it comes in one, and then if I have another one, then I'll read it. Just because I want to, possibly in the future, if I do decide to sell something, I can, with a clear conscience say I never opened it, it's never been read, and you'll be the first one to read it, and it's never been taken out of here. So, no, that's one thing what I want to do. So I'm gonna hand this off to you, lady. Once again, that's a big one. I got two copies of number 50. I bought 2 copies because I thought it was that one, and then once I got it, I was like, oh, it's the one before that. But it pretty much sets it up. So continuing the whole wedding thing, just X-Men number 30, the wedding of Jean and Cyclops. Or yeah, Scott Summers and Jean Grey. So yeah, that's like the third comic book that I got for marriages, weddings. So it's like a big hint, I know. Yeah. So then another one I picked up was we'll make another video for that, or we'll talk privately about that. Another one I'm starting to like. I've been hearing about this Venomverse or Edge of Venomverse, and I believe number 1 that started reading this, and it follows the storyline of X-23. Just when she breaks out of the Weapon X facility, but it's a different spin on it. When she goes back to the facility and she gets exposed to the Venom symbiote, and she meets up with other kids. Don't want to tell too much about it. You're gonna have to read it, but surprisingly, it's pretty good. I'm definitely curious about the Venomverse or Edge of Venomverse. I really liked Spider-Verse. Somewhat related to it. I didn't read all of Spider-Verse, but I read like one comic of Spider-Verse, and I was like, I gotta read them all. So I got Edge of Venomverse. I'm sure this is gonna be good as well. The people involved in this is Rosenberg, Boss Street, and Brown. I'm not sure about those writers or artists, but awesome job on the cover. Good work on the inside, and then I do like the writing in this so far. I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. And then the last one I picked up, X-Men #1. Yeah, just X-Men #1. I have the Magneto variant, so I saw this and I was like, it's a good price. Let me get this variant so I can have, you know, 2 of them. You know, this one and the Magneto one. So if I ever, come across Jim Lee, if I'm lucky enough, I can get him to sign them both. But yeah, just one of them I had to pick up. I always thought the Magneto one would have been a lot more popular, and that's the one that I got like many years ago, but it wasn't, so I got this one. So I think that's all for comic books right now, right? That's all?
Yeah, I think you got like 18, 20 comic books?
18, 20 comic books, around $100 worth?
I would say like 115, 120.
Wow. Okay. So.
Yeah, because I forgot the Newberry Comics one. So.
Yeah, she got me some from Newberry Comics. Yeah, she like really spoiled me. You know, it was my birthday, so the person that just came in, welcome. I'm Taji2 Angel. That's Lady Joe, and this is Shuriken Play where we talk about comics and stuff. Okay. But we're gonna get into Spider-Man Homecoming now. We talked about comics that I got for my birthday. Let's try to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming, which came out on my birthday, which we saw in 3D. First off, it was awesome. So if you're thinking about going to see Spider-Man, you already know you should go see it. Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm going to try to not, give any spoilers, but warning, something might come out. So if you didn't see it and you're worried about, spoilers, this is your time to stop the video and leave.
But then come back afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. But since we're live now, you really can't do that. But if you're worried about spoilers, cover your ears or something. So Spider-Man Homecoming.
Overall, I liked it. I'm not really big into comic books or just anything superhero-like, so I actually liked it. I'm speaking, I guess, for the general population. You're speaking more of the comic book universe thing.
Okay.
But in general, I liked it. The only thing for me, the main character, the main actor,
Tom Holland,
was a little on the younger side. I thought he was going to be on the older side, like the other Amazing Spider-Man. Was it Amazing Spider-Man? Like the other Spider-Man movies, pretty much.
He's more like Spectacular or Ultimate, a little younger.
So he was a little younger than I expected. And some of the cast was, I would say, mixed and unexpected. Like his classmates, his right-hand man, just all these different people that you wouldn't expect in a movie like this. I haven't seen it in any movie like that, so it was diverse, I would say.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Diverse.
So this is like the 3rd incarnation of Spider-Man, and it's like we already know about Spider-Man, so there's no need for another, intro or another origin stories, because we all know he got bit by a spider and he got radioactive powers, whatever that means, but none of that needs to be done. We already know how Spider-Man became Spider-Man, so it's just, boom, a new take. And I felt like the first movies took all the good villains. Like, you gotta have Green Goblin, you have to have Dr. Octopus, and Venom being one of my favorites, you gotta have him. They already did that. Now they gotta do something else. When I heard names like Shocker, Vulture, I'm just like, they're not that big. I liked Shocker, but he wasn't up there with, everyone else. And then Vulture, I'm just like, this old bald guy in a green suit that flies around. Nothing really scary. Doesn't seem like he's a serious combatant, compared to Spider-Man. But I gotta say, they souped up the Vulture with, the technology he got. He became a threat. More than, in the comic books or, any other media with the Vulture in it.
They actually made...
he had like an aviator jacket. It was cool because, you know, the Vulture has like a little like feathers around his neck in the comic book. So he had like an aviator jacket with some fur on it. And it was kind of cool. Oh, what's up, AZ Productions? Hey, great video. I think you are going to be successful. Keep doing you. Please do me a favor and check out my channel. Maybe even subs. If it's AZ Productions, I'm going to check you out. Thank you for the comment, AZ.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, let me know where you're from, by the way, even though I'm going to check you out. What was I saying? Yeah, the Vulture. Like, this is like the first time I actually liked the Vulture. The Vulture was played by Michael Keaton. He played Batman like late 80s, early 90s. That was like the last time I really liked Batman. Yep, he played as Beetlejuice. He played in the other guys. You haven't seen him in much movies, but like lately he's been in like, you know, some supporting character roles. So I like Michael Keaton. I liked him as the Vulture. The Vulture, he seemed like a threat. He gave Spider-Man a run for his money, I would say that. Under the Vulture, he had working for him was this guy called the Shocker. The Shocker was one guy. It was basically whoever had the glove was the Shocker. That let's just say that guy got deaded. And then there was a new Shocker, which was Joaquin Woodbine's character. I haven't seen this guy in a movie for like so many. The last movie I saw him in was probably like AZ Lyrics, which is like an old black like love movie, like early 90s. That was like the last time I ever seen him in something. But it was good to see him, you know, in a superhero movie. I would have never thought, you know, I would see him in a superhero movie. I always thought he was always like typecast, and like that's what he was in here. Like he always played the thug. So I'm like, yo, what's Joaquin gonna be in this movie? He was a thug. He was the Shocker, but the Shocker didn't really become like the Shocker that we knew in the comic books. But nevertheless, it was still good to see him try to give Spider-Man a run for his money, or Spider-Boy. But it was good to see him. You know, like Lady Joe said, the cast was mixed. A lot of people are going to be upset if you're used to, you know, the majority of characters being Caucasian, because a lot of, you know, the familiar faces aren't really familiar faces.
No, they're not. Unless they reveal their identity, you're probably just gonna look at them and be like, who are they?
Okay, obviously Harry Osborn wasn't in this, so they gave him, you know, a new best friend, which was, what was it, Ned?
Yeah, Ned.
Ned, I heard there was like some drama with him online. People were saying like, oh, you know, they was like making fun of him because he was Asian or something, or, you know, South Pacific. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Well, I can reveal that part.
Okay.
Like, his friends were all like mixed. Like, you know, best friend was Asian. Like, two of his friends were mixed. And then there was like one friend that was, you know, black. One friend that was white. The store owner is Hispanic. The teachers at the school, the principal was Asian. The gym teacher was Hannibal Buress, which is a comedian that you can see on Netflix, and probably some other shows on Hulu. But I love Hannibal Buress. He's a comedian. He sounds like monotonish, but he's hilarious. So it was good to see him as a gym teacher. Like, I wouldn't expect to see him. So, you know, shout out to Hannibal Buress. Also, JB Smooth was like his road teacher for the test. What is it called? Like the driving instructor. JB Smooth was his driving instructor when he
The movie?
yeah, was that even in the movie?
No, that was not.
But you know, it was in one of the previews or the trailers.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
In the trailer, but it wasn't.
JB Smooth was. I was wondering why I haven't seen him in the Real Hollywood, or the Real, what is it, the Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Yeah,
I was like, where's JB Smooth at? Next thing you know, JB Smooth is with Tom Holland in a, you know, Homecoming for Spider-Man. I thought that was cool. I didn't see that part when Iron Man is, you know, was swinging with Spider-Man. I didn't see that. I felt like there was a lot of scenes that was in the trailers that weren't in the movies. I don't know why they scrapped them.
I feel as though if that happened, it might have been when it was the whole fairy thing. When it came in and...
that part was in, yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, I don't think I did see that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was only probably like 2 scenes with Iron Man.
Like, no, he's like literally like swinging down in the middle of the city.
No.
And Iron Man's right next to him.
No.
Like, yeah,
No,
I didn't see
didn't
that.
happen.
So, I was expecting that. There was some interactions with Tony Stark's more at the end.
Yeah.
It was more like a father-son moment when, you know, your son did wrong and you gotta like show him the ropes and, you know, tell him like, this is why I did this. It's not because I don't have faith in you, but I'm trying to do it to protect you, and you can't take the training wheels off. But still, he wants to prove himself. Good movie. Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10.
That's good.
Thanks for joining, big boy from VA, Virginia, right?
Yes.
But yeah, welcome. Taji Angel over here. This is Lady Joe. This is our channel now, Sure Can Play. Thank you for, you know, giving us your rating on it. I would say so too. Like,
well, I would say 8, but that's
8?
just because I'm not into it, and I was kind of disappointed of the teenager cast.
I was going
That's
in like
just me.
10 for 10. Like, everything about this movie is gonna be good. I didn't like that there was no spider sense. Like,
For real.
no. She
real.
doesn't read comic books that much, but she knows spider sense is a big thing. Especially, I feel like they kind of hinted on it with Civil War, saying that he wears like these goggles to dumb down his senses because his senses are so heightened. Where's the spider sense though?
Like he would get attacked. Yeah, the one that Iron Man did, that was a nice like improvement. Like,
I was like, what is this suit gonna do? Like, it had like the gold trim like in between like the spider and stuff, and I was like, don't tell me like the talons or the claws that's on the suit. I was thinking like it was gonna pop out like off the suit or something. Like that would have been ill, but he didn't even get into it. This is the one at the end, I think.
oh, yeah. Was Tony? I thought they were the same. No, that one was super.
It had gold on it. It had like a darker blue, a darker red.
You should have taken it then.
Yeah. But I think that was a suit that he had in Civil War. Well, in the comic books for Civil War, when he's with Tony Stark's. But
I didn't really like how in the promotions they have Spider-Man laying down with the yellow jacket, and you only really see him with that yellow blazer for like literally like maybe 3 minutes, and that's when he's like locked in.
Yeah, it's for the wrong reasons. He's like locked inside of
He's locked inside of something.
Room. Yeah.
And he's trying to kill time, but only like 37.
Yeah, he's talking to Karen, and he's like, Karen, how much time went by? And she's like, 31 minutes. And he's like, I've been here forever. For the people that's joining, we're talking about Spider-Man. Sorry, there might be some spoilers, so if you didn't see it, cover your ears or leave now. But before you leave, like and subscribe to this video. I'm Taji Angel, and this is Lady Joe, and this is Sure Can Play. Best Spider-Man movie that really follows the comics. I would say yeah, but then I would also ask which comics, because there's like Amazing, Spectacular, Ultimate, there's like the Peter Parker ones. I can't really say, like, before the movie I was like, he might be the best Spider-Man, and then like after, it's like I still didn't get, my Spider-Man niche. I still didn't get, maybe it was just the spider senses. Maybe I needed spider senses to say this is a full, complete Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like, anytime you hear Spider-Man, or anytime I make a reference, like, trying to be funny, like, I'm like, my spider senses are tingling. So he did not say that line at all. You hear that line in the cartoons, too.
Well, maybe for like the older stuff, but it's more like maybe now in the comic it just shows it like around his head, or he has like a ringing in his like on the side of his head or something, but nothing in here.
Yeah, no, that's something that I've always like heard. when it came to Spider-Man, that's like the second nature. That's like the punchline I associate with him. Like his spider senses are tingling.
I can understand if there's a reason for it, but maybe it's not good enough. Like Spider-Man, if you think about it, he's OP. That's overpowered. Like he's super agile. He's strong. He's fast.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess he has to go through puberty.
I felt like they dumbed him down. Like, if this kid is super fast, strong, agile, and he knows when danger's gonna come to him or something's gonna hit him, he's gonna be too unstoppable for the Vulture. And I'm just like, okay, maybe that's why they didn't show it in here, but still, I felt like they hinted with it in Civil War, you know, talking about dumbing down his senses. And I don't know, maybe it just wasn't the right move just because that's what I was expecting. Also, whenever I see younger incarnations of Spider-Man, I always think Spectacular or I don't know, I just always like the older Spider-Man, you know, when he's already like around Mary J or liked her. And you know, I guess this is before high school, it's like middle school for him. And if you didn't see this, and you're worried about Mary Jane, you're gonna be totally upset. When you don't say nothing about, you're gonna be totally upset about Mary Jane later on if you already didn't see it. America's gonna flip their mask with this one.
No, you just say he didn't really swing from buildings, which is true. He just went from house to house. Wrecking people's roofs.
Yeah.
Yo, roof.
You know what? Yeah.
When you gotta repair a roof, that takes a lot. Trust me, that takes a lot. So like, he knocked off a few shingles.
Yeah, he didn't really. It's like he didn't really swing from buildings. He was like jumping over like
house to house or like truck to truck. He didn't swing from buildings though, and like the one building he had to go up in, he was like scared.
You know what? Yeah, this is Spider-Man. Like it should have been Spider-Man training wheels. That's what it should have been.
Well, that was his mission.
Yeah,
training. What was it? Training wheels, something.
I guess you know, with prior knowledge from the other movies and then the comics, we expect Spider-Man to swing from building to building, no matter how high it was, and then not hit anything on the building, and you know, defeat all the bad guys easily, and making jokes at the same time.
I didn't know he was much of a joker though, because the other Spider-Man movies that I saw,
original jokester,
like he wasn't making jokes, he was the joker. He was like a pushover.
The original.
But when he was making jokes, I'm like, okay.
That's what he does. He has to annoy his villains to defeat them. He gets them.
Well, I guess so. I mean, he is a teenager, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, he didn't jump from anything. If anything, he got hit by everything that he like jumped on.
I was so surprised. Like okay.
At the gas station, was it? That he tried to like do his web thing and then he like fell.
I'm like, hey, Spider-Sense would have noticed that. Like, I'm gonna swing, and then no, it's rapid fire. And Karen's like, oh, this is combat mode. I was like, oh, you going instant kill? And I'm like, wait, is this a little superior Spider-Man?
No, it was funny.
He was like, no.
His eyes like closed in, like.
Yeah, his goggles all closed in, and it was all red. Do you think Wonder Woman was better?
I didn't see.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I'm more of a Marvel guy, but with speculations and, you know, not even speculation, why am I saying that? But just from the good reviews from it, I want to see Wonder Woman now. Like,
yeah.
I saw crazy funny reviews where men that, you know, the manliest of men felt like they could be Wonder Woman. I liked how someone's review said Wonder Woman was, her island was Themyscira, had like all types of women, tall, short, medium, all body types. So it's like, you know, they're really trying to cater to everyone and inspire women in general without doing like the obvious cliche stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I want to see this. And then, you know, even though I'm like a Marvel guy, I show my kids Marvel stuff. my daughter, she took a liking to Wonder Woman, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should see this. Maybe I should go bring her to see this as well, since everyone's saying it's such an inspiration to see, you know, a female finally jumping into this role. Even though it's not the first time, but it just sounded like a good movie to see. Okay, enough about DC. But you really want to see the instant kick? I thought it was funny. Like, it just made me instantly think of Superior Spider-Man. DC getting better. Well, yeah, I saw someone had a meme. It was I think it was from the comic book. It was, I guess, after a big battle. It was Wonder Woman. She had like, she had Superman right here and Batman right here, and she was carrying them. And then at the top it captioned, "This is how like DC movies are looking right now." And it was like Wonder Woman carrying Batman and Superman on her back and leading, DC into like, the better future. I thought that was funny. Spiderman Homecoming. So, what's your official rating for it?
I would say 8. It's just still pretty good. I don't really watch movies anyway, so unless they're reality shows, I don't watch anything else.
You know what? Yeah, I might have to do the same. So, 8 out of 10. Just because,
I like Thor. That's when I do like. Okay, sorry.
Just because, no spider sense. I already knew he was going to be too young, but still, I feel like he's going through all this stuff. Like, he wasn't being responsible for for a character that lives and breathes with great responsibility, or with great power comes, great responsibility. He wasn't responsible. But I'll still keep it 8 because he's not that Spider-Man yet. He's still Spider-Boy in middle school. Mind you, middle school before the age of, Tobey Maguire and the other guy, Andrew Garland and Garfield. It's before that time. It's a rendition where he becomes Spider-Man earlier, so we can't expect him to be swinging from these giant buildings, knowing how to do all these tricks. He's still gonna hit like the ground, some houses, some rooftops, and even be scared of heights, which is weird. So, him scared of heights, not swinging as high, no spider sense. Probably, a few more things. I thought there was going to be more Iron Man in it. I'll still keep it at an 8 out of 10. And then the whole Captain America patience thing, they got us there. But,
for real.
Yeah.
A lot of people were really upset.
I was still waiting for something, like.
Yeah, he just stayed there 5 minutes after, like, okay, that was just a preview.
Yeah.
That was just a joke.
But
for Thor, I like Thor. That's one movie I did see and I liked.
You sure which one?
I think it was the first.
She doesn't even know if it's 2. She still thinks it's 1.
Two?
Yes, there's 2. There's Thor, and then there's Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that I saw the one where Loki was turned evil. Taj.
Like,
I think it was like 2000, whatever came out like around 2011, 2012. I don't know, but it was Thor and Loki.
But yeah, go ahead.
It was Thor and Loki, and then Loki at the end like left to like a different. I don't even know.
Sounds like
I just like that costume.
Wait, did he fall down? Did he fall off the road?
Yeah,
that would be the first one. That would be the first one.
See, I told you.
But you didn't even know there was a second one, so.
Taj, do you even know who Thor is?
Oh my god.
I know.
So, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so
the credits are.
There's one other person, I don't know who they are, but obviously you saw a big boy, so, it's not going to be a spoiler for you, but it was funny seeing Captain America, on video form, but not at the end, like, I'm just like, yo, like, seriously, Marvel movies, like, you see other people get up and you're just like, he's not a Marvel fan. she's not a Marvel fan because they're leaving early. It's not like they saw this movie before. And then you're looking at everyone else that's around here and you're like, you know what? You guys are the real MVP. All of us are still in here waiting for these credits. Then you see Captain America pop up and you're just like, yeah. And then he's just talking about, qualities of a soldier and patience. And it's like, are you serious? Are you kidding me?
Like, we literally watched 2.5 hours of this, and then we get to see, like, 30 seconds of Captain America.
I wanted to see a setup for Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
I wanted to be, yeah.
I would be excited if the next Spider-Man movie coming off of this is, like, when he's, like, graduated from high school or, like, going to college or something like that, and then, like, the people, maybe, like, a scene with the Avengers. I didn't like how the beginning, it was, like, he was doing, like, a little vlog diary.
Yeah,
I thought
like,
it was, like, really childish.
You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. Yeah, well, we're gonna get the Venom movies, but the Venom movie is gonna be separate. So how is that gonna? It's not even gonna tie into Spider-Man. And then I heard like there might not even be a green light for Spider-Man. I'm just like, well, at this point, I feel like it has to be, but at least for Venom, that's just gonna be separate. And they're gonna make it a horror movie. Like, I don't care. I don't care what kind of movie it is. Just make it connected. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. But, heard about what Tom Hardy wants to cast for it. People, they're trying to do their popular voting for casting him. I don't know, maybe. It'll be kind of weird that, a character played another character for DC, which is a character that takes a type of poison called Venom to make themselves bigger, and then goes to Marvel and plays a character named Venom. I thought that would be kind of funny if they did that.
What's MCU?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What's that?
The universe for Marvel movies. On the big screen. It's basically a Marvel movie.
Okay.
A Marvel movie, man.
Alright.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Wow. You are real special. Not on my comics.
Those aren't comics.
Oh, really? Yes,
oh
they
my
are.
God.
Baby, you thought I wasn't serious? I got comic books for years.
Yeah, I know that.
Alright. They're too heavy to lift up.
At least they have a bookshelf.
What else can we talk about? We're not going to want to keep this video up and going too long because we're like almost 50 minutes in and we both want to play Marvel Heroes Omega. So if you play that, be sure to, add my name on there, Tajito Angel, like you see at the bottom there. TAJITOANGL. And we're going to be playing that for an hour. Am I excited about Black Panther? Yes, I am.
Yes, we are. That means I get to go on a date.
My lovely fiance, she has picked up several comic books of Black Panther. I guess the rendition from 2006. And she got, number 14 through 18, which is like the wedding between Storm and Black Panther. And for like the last year or so, I've been collecting the Black Panther comics by Taneshi. I forgot, is that how you say his name, Taneshi? I've been collecting those comic books as well. So I got a lot of Spider-Man, reading to do. We also got some Spider-Man, some pins that we got that she recently bought me. So yeah.
Oh, the Black Panther one?
Yeah, the Black Panther.
Show me.
Oh. I already had it in one video, but I guess I can show it in this video too.
Oh, hello, he's here.
Some pops that I picked up from GameStop for Black Panther. Yeah, this was it says $1.99 and then it got down to 97 cents.
Then we got it for 27 cents.
Yeah, we got it for 27 cents. So it was like, cool, we'll take all four.
So I want to ask, how do you feel about the comments that are going around for Black Panther? A lot of people are upset about the cast being, how can I say this politically correct?
Well, you know, I'm just gonna assume Big Boy from VA might look like me. So just
well,
get out
he
and say
needs to confirm or deny that. I don't know, but how do you feel about the comments and critics on Black Panther? Because there's a lot of people disappointed about the cast. Isn't it based out? It's in Africa, right?
So what she's trying to get at is, a lot of fans are upset that Black Panther cast is like 90% black. It's not 100%. It's like 90%. But when you see the trailer, the first people that you see are two white people.
Just so like people can be comfortable with the fact that white people are there.
So obviously it's not all black. There's like no way the movie could be all black. It's not going to be allowed. Someone that I knew, you know, he was kind of upset about that. He was like, I can't believe it's going to be all black. And I'm just like, dude, it's not going to be all black. This is Black Panther. Like,
it's like, the thing that I get from it is like, how dare you cast black people in the Black Panther movie? How dare you when it's based on in Africa, right?
Yeah.
So I don't sound even okay. How dare you have 90% actors being black in Africa in a movie and something that's based in Africa?
You shouldn't be offended.
Like, explícame.
There's gonna be at least 1, 2, 10, 20 non-Africans in it, or African Americans, or black people. Like, you know, somehow Cap's gonna be in it, because Cap is, you know, he has good ties with Black Panther. Since, you know, Civil War, there's a good chance Bucky might be there. If it's not like a prequel, or before Civil War. We already know Ulysses Claw is going to be there, the guy that got his hand cut off from the Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and then that other, I think that scientist guy. So there could be like at least 4 non-African people in it. Like, there's no reason to get upset. Like, it's in Africa. It's safe to assume there's going to be a certain demographic there. I watched kung fu movies as a kid. I don't get upset when I see. I got the floor right now. I used to watch kung fu movies as a kid. Not at all then or now am I going to get upset because I don't see a black person in Chinatown or in Asia kicking butt. I just know not to look for them there. Someone like me is not going to be over there. I'm not going to watch Game of Thrones or Vikings and expecting to see someone like me there. I don't think I would want to see someone like me there. Like,
you know what? I think what people fear is that it would
wait, they fear it might be the best Marvel movie
I'm replying
ever.
To it. Well, I think what they'll fear is that they're gonna exploit white privilege. They're gonna maybe spin it around or just make it be like, this is what we go through on a daily basis, and trying to make people more aware of it in a movie. There's a lot of people get inspired by movies, by superheroes, by actresses and actors and singers and all this stuff. So I think they're gonna make it like a more conscious, just bringing awareness to whatever issues we're having that are continuously here, that aren't getting better, especially with this administration in the White House.
If Wonder Woman was just like, if it only took place on Themyscira, just on the Wonder Woman island, I'm not going to be mad because there's not a man there. Men are not allowed there. They don't know where to find this island, so I'm not going to be mad if there's no men there. Like, it's geography.
I mean, Just
don't be upset. But it reminded me of the same thing like with Luke Cage. I was like, oh, there's no white people there. There's no Caucasians. There were a cop. There was a cop, but you know, I guess they might be upset because the cop was a dirty cop. The guy that played Shades, like, yeah, a lot of people are upset that black actors, or you know, yeah, black actors are replacing or playing, you know, a character that's originally, you know, white or something. Yeah, that's been going around. Some of them have been replaced. Some of them haven't been replaced. Like now, you see, there's a black Hispanic Spider-Man. There's a female Thor. There's, you know, a lot of changes to lineups of teams, and you know they're changing the characters. But no one said anything when Shades, you know, a black. I'm not sure if he was a drug dealer. I just know he was like the villain of Luke Cage before he went to prison, and while he was in prison, next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, what's up, Dee? Love you, cuz." He was like, yeah, I just know Shades was like this black guy that had shades, and he was a bad guy. But in the show, he's like, you know, this Hispanic guy, and people are upset. But in reality, the guy that played him is Italian, and everyone's talking about, well, where's the white people and stuff? Well, you got to think this is Spanish Harlem. This is Spanish Black Harlem, literally. Like, that's what it was. Oh, 5 people. What's going on?
wow.
Welcome to the show. Well, the channel. Tajitsu Angel and Lady Joe. And we are Sure Can Play. Tonight we were just talking about our review for Spiderman Homecoming, which we both gave an 8 out of 10 for various reasons. We were also talking about my birthday, which came out on the premiere of Spider-Man, and some of the gifts that I got from her. Comic books and some comic boxes back there. And now we kind of ventured off into half Wonder Woman and then half Black Panther.
A little bit of Thor.
Yeah, a little bit of Thor, but we're mainly talking about the casting choice for Black Panther and why a lot of people are upset, and I feel like they shouldn't be. Basically, I was saying that it's not 100% black. Obviously, it's not. Because he has ties with Captain America once again, Bucky, Claw is in it, and then the other Professor guy. In the trailer, the 2 first people was white. I'm just reiterating this again for the people that came in, and you shouldn't be upset that there's more black people in the black area than anything else. That's just what it is. I'm not gonna go to, I don't know, Hawaii and expect there to be more people like me than, you know, the natives over there or something. Like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna watch, I don't know, an Asian martial arts film and be like, there's no black people in this movie. I'm not watching it. Well, duh. It takes place in Asia, and I'm not represented there. That's because I'm just not there.
Well, he said a lot of people don't read comics, so they wouldn't understand. But, like, even if you don't read comics and you're just like a movie lover, you should. There's a whole bunch of actors and actresses. And
I got another one. Go ahead, finish that one. Okay. Danny Rand. So, I don't know if it's millennials or people that just want to be politically correct and all this and have, you know, everyone represented. But people are like, they shouldn't have casted a non-Asian white person as Danny Rand. Not cast a white person as Danny Rand. Originally the character is white, so why are they flipping out? Like, if this was a problem, it should have been dealt with in the 70s. Yes, like, they were going through, you know, not even like Asian exploitation, but it was more like black exploitation, and then in the 70s, karate hit hard here in America. It hit harder than any other martial arts group. And then, you know, they just started incorporating more martial arts in movies. So it's like, of course, people going to want a piece of that pie. They want to break into the martial arts. So they're going to use whoever, like, is around in America. And that was Danny Rand. So it's like, Danny Rand was he was even the original character for Iron Fist. And, you know, people complain that, oh, he went to a foreign land and, you know, learned their arts and is bringing it here. Tons of people do that. I don't think Bruce Lee would have had a problem with that because he was teaching foreigners here in America. So, something else people are complaining about. But yeah, I guess. Well, I'm going to go too far.
Yeah, I think you're getting too hype.
Oh, yeah. I got some off-camera comments for that. But I'll give you a kiss now. Okay. 1 hour and 1 minute.
You talk a lot, man. Real talk.
I try to stream like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks.
If I let him.
If you check
I'm
the
always
channel,
bothering him.
if you check the channel, there's some games. I play a lot of Rocket League, Xenoverse 2, For Honor, Marvel Heroes Omega, which I should be playing now. Yeah, I do a lot of streaming for games. This is her first time streaming with me. So let's give it up for Lady Joe, guys.
Yeah, what's up with your giant ass hand?
I got baby hands, like Robin says.
Give me lotion.
No, my hands are moisturized. Okay?
You're so...
No, I run hot. Okay, I run hot. I got some steamy ideas. Not ideas, but you know, I got into a heated discussion. Oh man, 2 people. So I'm assuming, yeah, Big Boy and Dee Dee. What's up, Dee Dee? How are you?
She said she's gonna.
Oh, I'll be back watching the
she's
ending.
Thanks. These are his shirts. But
Thank you.
yeah, I try to wear Marvel, even though I don't even know how to read a comic book. But I try to show some support.
Top left to bottom right. Left to right. Left to right. Left to right.
Yeah, I made it through college without reading a goddamn thing.
That's not true. Don't believe it. Because you read my mind. I'll turn this camera off.
What? But let's see if he still wants to talk to us.
Okay, sure. Yo, Big Boy, did you like the video and subscribe to the channel? We're going to have lots of fun discussions later on in the future pertaining to these movies.
Maybe we should watch Wonder Woman. Well, not now, because it's almost bedtime for me. But
stay tuned for our next video. I'm going to do some X-Men unboxing of the X-Men vinyl bobbleheads. So I got a few of these. I'm going to be doing some unboxings for them. If you haven't already seen them, this is what they kind of look like. I like to collect a few items.
maybe you should cut some comic books in your thing.
Oh yeah, let's put some comic books inside. So.
Definitely. I think we'll do it. When is it?
This is
whenever I'm here again.
This is a comic book box that my girl made for me. She actually looked up online for the specs of a comic book box and actually made this. And that was like a keeper moment right there. Like, she's the one. Like, she did all that work. And then on the inside, she coated it with
With DC Comics.
Yeah.
I was trying to be petty like Rob Kardashian, hashtag Rob Kardashian, hashtag China. Well, I'm just saying.
She ripped up DC comic books and lined this inner wall with it. So this is all Marvel right here. This is like Marvel cloth. And then she used comic books for right here. Like when she told me that, I just started like laughing, yo.
Low key petty.
There's another one, yeah. Sooner or later, it would be. Like, I want them to be a part of it too, but I like the actors so much. It's not like if they was automatically able to go back to Marvel, they would cast the same people. Like, yeah, Sony did mess up. Well, they have been messing up lately, but, you know, I feel like they hit on some of the people that they casted. Obviously, I feel like they did a good job with Hugh Jackman. The girl that played Laura, you know, X-23, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. I feel like, yeah, they did some good casting on. I didn't like the casting for Days of Future Past. I like Bishop. I didn't like Sunspot. Didn't like Warpath. I don't believe in casting someone that looks like the character, because I know you can make that person look like them later on. But the guy that played Warpath, it was cool that he was Native American, but he was like this small baby faced kid, and yeah, he just died way too easily. Sunspot, I was expecting a little darker character, something like myself. I always like played around and I was like, yo, I can play Sunspot. I said this years ago, like, I would like to play Sunspot if he ever made it to the screen. Nope. Like, he's supposed to be like Afro-Brazilian. I know he's not gonna be all that light, I know he's not gonna be all that dark, but the character that played him, I was like, seriously? Okay. Yeah, but the last X-Men movie was horrible. I liked it, but I felt like there was a lot missing. Like the real X-Men were I felt like there were kids playing X-Men that they weren't really being. I can't stand that girl that plays Mystique. Like, the costume for that was terrible. I heard she only did like 2 or 3 days full body with the, you know, the Mystique makeup and the costume and stuff. They was catering to her too much. Like, I felt like she kind of ruined it. Like, okay, they want to make her the hero in Days of Future Past, but in Apocalypse, I'm like, she can't do that again, yo. Don't give her like the screen. That was weird. Her rescuing Nightcrawler. I'm like, yo, this guy could teleport. Did he really need help? Like, how did he even get captured? Yeah, I really think Sony messed up with Dark Phoenix movie. I'm just hearing about casting, some of the direction. If it's comic books or cartoon, the Dark Phoenix never really interested me. Like, we all know what happens. She gets the powers of the Phoenix due to almost dying. Then she get, you know, the Dark Phoenix and everything, and, you know, goes on a rampage, almost killing people. And then she has to get put down, and then the Shi'ar Empire is after her because, you know, she's a risk to the whole cosmic universe. I know. I've seen so many renditions of it. I'm tired of Phoenix. I don't like Jean Grey. I'm glad, you know, we got Emma Frost instead of Jean. I hated Hope Summers. She got a lot of mutants killed. I don't really look at her as the Messiah. Anything that has to do with Jean or Phoenix, I'm just like... So I mean, I like this Phoenix movie.
Wait, we need to buy backboards. I I feel like if they don't have the backboards, we shouldn't put them in there.
I guess so. I just need to know what size. Or is it silver
6 3/4 by 10. 6 3/4 by 10.
I'll just text it to you. Well, I'll just ask. Like, hey, I'm here. Which one to get?
So they have one that's 7, and they have one that's 6 something. But this fits a good amount. Look, I'm actually surprised about how much it actually fit.
And that fit another one right next to it. Well, that's all of them.
Well, that's the ones that I saw that are in here with the board, along with the ones that we got. So if they don't have the board, I didn't put it in.
Okay. So you dropped it in there.
Well, it's just a preview.
Do I like Deadpool? I like everything of Deadpool 2008 and before. Everything of Deadpool now, it's just like oversaturated with comedy. Now, if you're talking about the movie, I've seen the movie twice. I didn't really like Deadpool. Like, I do like for stuff to follow the comic books, and I know everything can't, but there's a big misconception within comic books on the internet that Wade Wilson is a mutant. He's not a mutant. He's been told many times by Beast, Cyclops, Wolverine, he's not a mutant. He just shares, you know, some of the same blood with Wolverine. And then I think in one comic he merged with Cable, so, but you know, he's still not a mutant. If anything, he might be considered a mutate. Oh, where's my controller? He's into rest mode in 10 minutes. These power save settings. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay, we're all good. But I don't like everyone's Deadpool because he's just too funny now. Like, he's just all about jokes. People forget that he's not stable. He can just go off and kill people just like that. And I feel like people are just catering to that funny side. That's where there was like so much hate for the movie being rated R, because parents wanted to they wanted to take their kids to see Deadpool because they're like, oh, Deadpool's funny. My kid loves Deadpool. How does a kid know about Deadpool? Because you seen him on Ultimate Spider-Man, or the kid read a comic of him. Well, if you paid attention to like a lot of the earlier comic books and even the comic books now, he's a pretty violent character. Like, if you think he's anywhere close to Wolverine, then you actually got to stop and think, well, this is a violent character. So why would you bring your kid to go see Deadpool or be upset that it's rated R? Like, he's not just fun and games.
Well, I feel like any parent, if they see like a superhero and that's something that's mainstream, it's everywhere, they're going to think that it's appropriate for kids. Because think about it, the audience now, they try to target kids because kids are the ones that they're going to get the parents to buy them all these like things. Mm-hmm. So, but like, let's say with Pokemon, like, your kid likes Pokemon, guess what? Your parties have to be based off of Pokemon. So, like, if they like those superheroes, they might be like, oh, well, Deadpool is appropriate, my kid likes it. There's a lot of decorations for it or something.
So where was the fuss for Punisher? Punisher movies came out a few years ago, but no one was like, hey, why can't I take my kids to see the Punisher? I believe the Punisher, all the Punisher movies were rated R.
I feel like the Punisher guy is like my dad. He looks dumb.
No, lots of people played the Punisher. Logan was rated R. I did like that. I did like Logan. I was like, it's about time, because we need to see some blood on the claws before he called it quits. But I love the action in Deadpool. I just felt like it was too funny. Like people just want to go see Deadpool just to see his jokes, and if they was able to actually come across the character in its all entirety, they would be like, oh, I would love to hang out with Deadpool. He seems like a cool guy. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't, yo, because he'll just do some crazy stuff and you might end up dead. Like, you want to be around him just because he's funny? Like, no, that's just one dynamic. You know, he got voices in his head that he listens to and sometimes ignores, and he just goes off and shoot people sometimes. There's a reason why Wolverine wants to kill him. He's unstable. Or people that work with him don't want to work with him. There's a reason that the X-Men didn't want him part of the team. And I was like, what the hell is he doing on the new Avengers? I don't know how. It was a joke. It was a joke that Deadpool wants to join the Avengers. What, this is like 2014? And then in 2015, 16, boom, new Avengers. Deadpool on the cover with them. I'm just like, I guess it happened. But I don't consider him a mutant. Don't consider him an X-Man. Maybe an X-Force member. I liked him on X-Force. Just anything of Deadpool, like, nowadays, I really don't like. I feel like with so much fans liking him for a certain reason, it just kind of ruined the character. But if anything, like, probably Wolverine too, like, because those were my favorite characters growing up in the 90s. Like, I loved Wolverine, because no one, like, in my school liked Wolverine. Like, when it came to the X-Men, they were like, oh, I like Cyclops, I like Gambit. Lots of people love Gambit. And I'm just like, I like Wolverine, the guy with the sticks and claws that comes out of his hands. I like him. And they were like, he's weird. I'm like, well, it's uncanny, so I like him. And yeah, I like Deadpool too. I was just like, yo, who is this guy? Like, Deadpool was a bad guy back then, and then so-called anti-hero, you know, keep on switching the teams. And I was like, yo, he looked cool, a ninja in red and black. And then I heard he makes jokes, and I was like, cool. I would prefer he was a serious character, but he wasn't. Became a big fan of Deadpool. Have some of his comic books from like the early 90s, Circle Chase, and there was like a late 90s rendition that he had. But yeah, like after that, I just stopped liking him because everyone was like on the bandwagon and stuff. Yeah, you didn't let your son see Deadpool. My son hasn't seen Deadpool. I don't think that he has, not with me, but my kids know of Deadpool because like I have like a few posters, and I'm like, this guy's this guy, this guy's this guy, this guy's this guy, and they know of characters because I said their names, or they'll see like some of the cartoons and stuff. So they might know of Deadpool with the Ultimate Spider-Man because he was on the Spider-Man TV show and he tried to kill Spider-Man a few times, and he's just like wacky and stuff, and he's always doing crazy stuff. So they know of him from there, and then also, I have posters with him on it, and I used to tell like all the characters that I knew so that they could like memorize them, see if they would recognize them other places. But yeah, like I would just watch the X-Men movies, and then my daughter would see it. Not necessarily showing it to her, but she would know who like each character is, either by their powers or just by their face. So like if I'm watching a movie with Hugh Jackman, my daughter's just gonna be like, that's Wolverine. Yeah, I like never really necessarily showed them to him. Like if I was watching it and they like come by and just sit down, but I never watched the Deadpool movie in front of him. Like, one, because I felt like that was way over the top with the jokes and then the violence. But after I saw it like twice, I didn't like really see it again. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with it. I felt like the Deadpool movie took place like in one place. Why are they even using that picture? Can you just let me go to the last?
That's how I feel.
No.
Who's Carnage?
Carnage is Carnage is the offspring of Venom.
Is that the guy that has like the weird tongue?
They both have weird tongues, but his symbiote is like red, like a dark red.
Did we fight him in the Marvel?
No, he's not in. He's not on that version. He's on the PC version, but not on the PlayStation version. Remember the old Maximum Carnage game in the 90s?
I was born in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. So basically, the Venom I guess near death, the Venom symbiote gave birth to, I guess it's like asexual. It gave birth to the red symbiote, and there was a killer named Cletus, I think Clay Cletus or Cletus Clay, and he was a prisoner in jail on death row, and Eddie Brock got sent to prison for something, I think, and I guess his symbiote like transferred. I don't know somehow, but what happened? There was that's Carnage. I think Cletus, he saw the symbiote and he wanted to bond with it because he's a killer. Yeah, he's a psycho. But the symbiote bonded with Eddie. But then when it gave birth to Carnage, or the red one, it gave it to Cletus Clay, and he was a psycho killer. And he became more deadlier than Venom because whenever the more where you going?
Sorry, okay.
The more you bond with the symbiote, the more in touch you're with it. So when Spider-Man bonded with the Venom symbiote, he always looked at it as it or the costume or the symbiote. He didn't view it as a part of him. So later on, he noticed it wasn't part of him. He had to get rid of it. When it bonded with Eddie Brock, the original, well, not the original Venom host, but the one that the symbiote took a liking to, he liked it because it had hatred for Peter Parker. He gave in to all his negative feelings. So when it bonded with Eddie Brock, he always spoke about it as we. He would say, "We are going to kill you, Spider-Man," or "We feel this way, we felt that way," because he felt like they were bonded together. You get what I mean? He always referred to the symbiote as we. Now the case with Carnage, he was on a level of killing so much, he already killed, and the symbiote, wants to eat people. Whenever he spoke, he always said "I," because he was in complete, I guess, complete sync with the symbiote. That's why he was so dangerous. He, like a whim, he can change his hand into any weapon, shapeshift, create talons out of nowhere. Yeah, and then they had like 7 more symbiotes that spewed out from that. It was like Toxin. Basically it was named after poisons. Like it was Venom, Carnage, Toxin. I forgot the other ones. I just remember one was called Toxin. I think there was like 2 female ones, and they were like all different colors and stuff.
My nipples.
But we're going on an hour and a half. That not to like get you off, but yeah, Deadpool was Venom, so was Wolverine, and now there's Edge of Venomverse, which I got number 1, and this one is like everyone is like Venomized, even X-23. But you know what? Let's leave that for another video because we got a schedule. We gotta hit Marvel Heroes Omega, maybe, and then we gotta get ready for work because we work tomorrow. So sorry, but I'm gonna call this night. Big boy from VA.
Thank you for sticking with us for like over an hour. You're the real MVP.
Thank you. Like, I don't have like a lot of these videos, and there's not like a lot of people in here at all. But there's like always one person, and it's like I gotta hold on to that person like, you know, their gold. So, you know, next time I have a video, I at least have one person there. But yo, make sure, you know, you like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. If you got any requests, I definitely do that as well. You can send me a message there. Yeah, we can do a video for symbiotes, you know. Just gonna try to keep it on track so we can have like more than one content. But I'm gonna have to sign off now. I'm Taji2 Angel, your host, with Lady Joe, and this is Shuriken Play. We'll check you guys out next time. So until we meet again, farewell.